Come on, baby. Come on. Do it. Send the data. Let's go. So, hello. How are you today? It is me. I am here. It's Pokemon Day apparently. So I decided, you know what? Let's play some let's do some Pokemon stuff. So I am here. I'm here playing some Pokemon. I'm not playing anything quite yet. So here I am with a Pokemon, picking my favorite Pokemon thing. So I decided, you know what? Let's steal other people's ideas. Let's pick what my favorite Pokemon is. And then I will go from there. You know, I'll just steal other people's ideas and whatnot. And then afterwards, I'll play some Pokemon Red. And do a bunch of glitches and that, because why not? So, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So, first things first, picking my favorite. So, I'm gonna be honest. My favorite normal type Gen 1 Pokemon is Snorlax. I love Snorlax. I love getting Snorlax. He's my guy. I just like playing with Snorlax. He's such a good guy, you know. He's just such a chill guy, you know. So I just like him. My favorite fire type has to be Charizard. I know, I'm with the majority here. I am part of the problem, but at the same time, Ash's Charizard was just such a goat in the anime. That's the main reason why I love Charizard. It's because of Ash's Charizard. His Charizard is the goat. So I that's why I like Charizard. That's why he's my favorite. Water type. Ooh, tricky. Honestly, this is either a toss-up between Gyarados or Tentacruel. I like Blastoise. I do. But I like these two guys more. Gyarados is cool and all. But honestly, I prefer Tentacruel a little bit more. He's just that guy, you know? I never had too strong of the opinion about Tentacruel until I played Omega Ruby, and I decided to catch one and put on my team for whatever reason, and I loved him. I loved playing with him. So that's why he's my favorite Gen 1 water type, I'd say. Grass. Very, very interesting list, but I'm probably gonna pick Ivysaur as my favorite Gen 1 grass type. Because, Super Smash Brothers. That's the only reason. I don't like you. It was either a pick between these two, because I never play with Vileplume or Bellsprout. Paris, no. These guys, no. I've never played with Exeggutor, and I've never played with Tangela, so it's Ivysaur. Favorite electric type Pokemon? I'm gonna pick Raichu. I like Raichu. Like, he's not as popular as Pikachu, but I just like him. He's just a guy, you know. I like him. Hey, Hoyt. Nothing much. I'm just, cause since it's Pokemon Day, I decided to do Pokemon related stuff. So I'm stealing other people's ideas and going through what I would say my favorite Pokemon are. As you can see, favorite Gen 1. So I'm going through my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. And so, you know, Snorlax. I like playing with Snorlax. He's my guy. Charizard. Ash's Charizard from the anime is the GOAT, and I love his story. So that's why he's here. Tentacruel. Got a Tentacool. Cool Tentacruel in Omega Ruby. When I played Omega Ruby. Loved it, so I kept it. Ivysaur, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Like playing him there. And then Raichu, because I like playing Raichu. With Raichu, I never really played with Electabuzz. Don't really like these two. Don't really do the bird. Although the bird's cool. Jolteon's cool, but I don't usually play with Eevee, so I like Raichu. And these guys are steel, so I'm just gonna fill this out now, Magneton, since there's only two guys it could be. Because I do like these guys as steel types. Electric types, I like Raichu. Favorite ice type? Ooh, bit tricky. I'm gonna have to go with Lapras on this though, cause I haven't really played with any of these other guys. So Lapras. Fighting type. I say no to the Mankey line because I'm not too big on that. I say no to you. It was probably between you. I don't think you. It'd either be you two. I'm leaning more towards you because you remind me of Forearm. Forearms from Ben 10. So either you, or you. I don't really play with you that much, so I'm leaning between these two. Probably Machamp, because when I think fighting type, I think more this guy. I mean, this guy, when I played the Pokemon Emerald Rogue too, I got one on my team and he was pretty good. But I prefer Machamp because I think more fighting type with Machamp. Poison type, easily Nidoking. I love Nidoking. Nidoking is such a beast. I love Nidoking. I love him. He's a great guy. Ground type, if I'm being honest, when I think ground type, I don't think of like any of these guys. I think more rock type with these guys. So I can disqualify them. I don't really think ground type with you, so I think ground type with you guys, and you guys. But I prefer Sandslash because he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy, you know. He's just a little guy. I like him. Flying type. When I think flying type, I think bird. I don't really like Pidgeot. I prefer Pidgeotto. Because again, also anime, but I just like Pidgeotto a little bit more than Pidgeot. I'm sorry. I just like this bird. Psychic type. Ooh, Mewtwo. Probably Mewtwo. Because I don't really play with psychic types. So I just don't really have that much of an attachment to them. Try it was fun, but you didn't tell it was going to be hard, but I almost beat it. Well, I mean, it's probably because saw someone else play it, and I kind of knew where stuff was and how stuff were. So I think it was just, so I just understood it better, probably. I don't know. With Choo Choo Charles, yeah. But yeah, Mewtwo. I don't really play with psychic types. The only one is like Mewtwo, because Mewtwo. I like Mewtwo. Mewtwo's cool. Most popular. Bug type, Beedrill. I like the bee. I like the Beedrill. I don't really play with bug types, but I really like Mega Beedrill. Excuse me. But Mega Beedrill is like super cool. I really like Mega Beedrill, and because of that, Beedrill is a little higher up than most. So I think of him. Rock type. Now I think of like I said, I think of these guys as rock types more than ground types. But looking at it, I really like Kabuto. I wish I play with him more. I really do. Got a good battle between who wins, Shadow the Hedgehog versus Mewtwo. But yeah, I really like. He has just such a cool rock type design. I think. Haunter. I like Gengar. Gengar's cool, but Haunter just has that. I just like Haunter's design more as ghost type wise. But who would win Shadow versus Mewtwo? Probably Shadow the Hedgehog, because he has Super Form, Super Shadow. That's why. Dragon type, I gotta go with Dragonite. Like, these guys look majestic, but I like Dragonite. It's just a guy, Dark type, since Dark type didn't really exist, there are no Dark types. Even after, like, in future things, I'm just gonna pick that. The Kabuto design, because it looks cool. Fairy. Who's my favorite fairy here? Probably Wigglytuff. No, I prefer. When I think more fairy, I think you're more fairy. Like, I like Wigglytuff because of the Mystery Dungeon games, because I like his character in that game. But when I think fairy type, I think more Clefable. The Clefairy line. Favorite starter, Charizard. He's the only one that started that got on the list, so he's my favorite, like I said. Favorite gimmick form. This is either gonna be between Mega Beedrill and Mega Charizard X. I like those two forms. These other guys, pretty neat, but I just prefer these two forms right here. I like Mega Beedrill. I like Mega Beedrill a lot. It's why Beedrill is my favorite Gen 1 bug type. But I just think the Mega Charizard X looks really cool. Favorite legend has to be Mewtwo, again. Only legendary that made it onto this list, so it has to be that. And then my favorite, I just like Mega Charizard form. It's alright, man. It's no biggie. But I appreciate you stopping by, saying hi. So, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I wish you luck in whatever endeavors you do in life. But yeah, I just really like that Charizard. I'm so glad that it's returning in the new Pokemon Legends game. Alright, and that is my list of favorite Pokemon for Generation 1. Now, Generation 2. When I look at this list, I like Ursaring, because bear. And plus, I used an Ursaring in Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. So, I like the bear. Bear's neat. I like the bear. Favorite fire type. Let's check dark types real quick. I'm gonna have to pick Houndoom. I like Houndoom. He's a cool guy. But Entei though, Entei is kind of cool. I do really like Entei, especially because of the movie, the third Pokemon movie. It's again the reason why I love Charizard so much. So you know what, I'll go Entei. But do I like playing with him? Not really. That's the thing. I like him in the movie, but playing with Entei in game, I just don't like playing with him in game. Houndoom, I do like playing in game with, but Charizard, I also do like playing with, having them on my team in game. Entei, not really so much. So I prefer Houndoom. Yeah. Favorite water type. Let's see. Honestly, I prefer Feraligatr. I like Feraligatr. He's just a guy. I like the crocodile. He's the guy I like picking for the Gen 2 games. So yeah. Favorite grass type. Honestly, I like Jumpluff. I never play with them, but I really liked the Pokemon card I had with it as when I was younger. And he's just a happy little guy. I don't really like the Chikorita line. I could care less for Oddish, Bell, Vileplume, Blossom line. Sunflora, Sunkern, not really, and then Sylvie, not really. So I guess I'll go Jumpluff. Favorite electric type, Ampharos. I gotta pick Ampharos. I like Ampharos a lot. It's one of the Pokemon I always end up with on my team, because you get it super early on before the first gym. Even before the first gym, I just never get this guy because I always have Feraligatr if I'm playing it normally. Yeah, it's either Feraligatr or Typhlosion sometimes, but I prefer Feraligatr. So yeah. Ice type. There's Sneasel, but I never usually choose Sneasel. I like Swinub, Piloswine. I do not like Delibird at all. Delibird, and I could care less about Jinx. But Swinub, I'll go Swinub because I think he's just a little cuter. So that's why. Fighting type. Let's check bugs real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Heracross here. I don't really care for these two. I really like Heracross though. I think Heracross is a kind of cool Pokemon. I think he's pretty cool. Favorite poison type? Easily Crobat. Crobat's so fast and so bulky, and he just hits so hard. I don't really like Zubat Crobat. I mean Zubat Golbat by themselves, but if they can become Crobat, then I like it. Crobat's pretty much the main reason why I like that line. Ariados, it's just too weak and too slow, and I just never use Quillfish. But I'll always use Crobat. Fantastic typing, great bulk and speed. It's great. Ground type. Quagsire Super or Fanpy? I don't really use Gligar. I prefer the same thing with Onix and the other rock types from Gen 1. I just see this more of as a steel type than and less of a ground type. No, not you two. So I say these three. Probably, I don't really use them that much, though. I'll go Fampy. Donphan's neat, but I like Fampy because he's just a cute little guy. He's so cute. I like him. He's just cute. He's super cute. Flying type. Probably Noctowl as a flying type. Noctowl's he's a neat bird. I like the bird. He's a neat bird. And I really liked him in playing the online Pokemon Rogue game. It was Pokemon. Oh, just Poke Rogue. Yeah, I like Poke Rogue. It's pretty cool. So I'll go with that guy. He's just a sneak. He looks smart. I like the Owlix stick. Psychic type. Espeon. I like Espeon because of the Colosseum games. And I'll do Dark type as well, because, again, Umbreon, also because of the Colosseum games. Like, I like Tyranitar, I like Houndoom, but I prefer Fire type. But, like, Dark type, I like the evolutions for this gen. Not to say I don't like the evolutions in this Gen 1 as well, I just prefer these other guys up here. But Gen 2, I just prefer the evolutions. Because they just so happen to be, I just don't really like everyone else as much. Favorite bug type? Ooh. I'm gonna have to go Scizor. Scizor's a pretty cool guy. Pretty cool Pokemon. Pretty great typing. I don't see him as my favorite steel type, but he's a pretty cool bug. I think of him as a pretty cool bug. I really like him. I also like Heracross, and I could also pick Heracross here, but I like Scizor a little bit more in this category. They overlap, and Heracross is my favorite fighting type on this list. Rock. I forget Macargo is always like a Gen 2 mon. I always kind of imagine him as Gen 3. I sometimes forget about like we saw it earlier, Stantler and Girafarig. I forget these two guys are just here. And Macargo, I always forget is in this generation. I always see him as like a Gen 3 mon, but no, he's Gen 2, which is odd. I don't really like Shuckledam. I'm gonna have to go Tyranitar. I really like his design. Reminds me of Godzilla. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. He's a strengthy guy. I like him a lot. Ghost type. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's Mischievous. I mean, I do like Mischievous' design. It's a pretty cool design. But it only gets it by default because it's literally the only Monday Ghost type they introduced this gen, which is just crazy. So I guess it gets it by default. Dragon. Again, Kingdra. It's the only new dragon they introduced this generation. So I guess by default, it wins. These two are just win by default, I suppose. So, steel type. I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably pick Steelix. He's one of the main few I think of when I think steel type. I automatically think Steelix. Like, I love Scizor, but I think of him more as a bug type. I don't really play a lot with Skarmory and Fortress. He's like whatever, but I just prefer Steelix more. Fairy. Fairy for this, I'm probably gonna go with Azurill. Like, huge power Azurill. He's a pretty cool guy. He gets better with every generation. But honestly, I'll probably go Togepi, because Togepi's just cuter. No, I'll keep Fable, because I think Clefairy will more than Clefairy for Fairy type. But like, Togepi's like cute. Togepi's super cute. I really like it. Super cute. It's probably my favorite baby Pokemon. I just don't really like any of the rest. Togepi's the only one baby Pokemon I like. Starter, obviously for Alligator. He's the only one that made it onto the Gen 2 list again, so I just like him. Favorite alternate form. Favorite Mega. If I'm being honest, I don't really play with any of these. It's like only Charizard. But let me give a good look and think. Who would I most likely have this on as a Mega? Realistically, I'd probably pick Mega Ampharos. If I was like team building and had to pick like, okay, which Mega would I bring? I would most likely bring Mega Ampharos. Just cause. I don't really have a reason. I just would just do it. Favorite legendary. Ooh. Again, I'm not like, I think probably Lugia. Like, I like Entei because of the move. Again, third Pokemon movie, but that's only because in that movie. Gameplay wise, I just think he's like super weak. He's just weak. So I'm just not a big fan of him. Ho's neat. These two guys are also alright, but I just think my favorite Gen 2 legendary is Lugia. Now, if I had to pick a favorite out of all these guys, this one is hard because it's not like a slam dunk like Charizard is. But like, I kind of want to pick the starter, mainly because the starter's like the one you spend the most time with, so I grow more of a connection with the starters more than anything. Yeah, I think I have to go. Yeah, I probably have to go for Alligator on this. Like, I like like the top of the top, probably for Alligator, Tyranitar, Scizor, Crobat, and Umbreon are my top 5, I would say. Like, these guys kind of just barely miss out. And you. But, like, I honestly, I like for Alligator. He's probably my favorite. I just like the, probably just because he's the starter, so you spend the most time with him. I just really like the starter, I guess. Favorite normal type Pokemon. Honestly, this is either between Zigzagoon or Slacking. I can't stand. I do not like Delcatty's Lanoon, it's alright. I prefer these guys as flying type. But you know what? I'm probably gonna just already. Nah. Wait. Okay. But I'm just gonna pick Swell already as my favorite flying type. I like the birds. I gotta say, I like the birds. I like my birds being flying. Um, Not a big fan of the Exploud line. Again, don't. Only baby Pokemon I really like is Togepi. Spinda, no. Zingus is alright, but I'm just not a big fan of it. I just never use it. Cast form, I don't really like using the gimmick like that. Kecleon, not really. Not really. Zigzagoon has a nice design, but I'm gonna have to go Slacking. I more likely use Slacking, even though it's like has a bad ability, like has Truant. I just like Slacking. He's pretty neat mon. Favorite fire type, honestly, even though I don't really use it that much, I really like Torkoal. I really like the Tortoise. I wish I could like catch it and use it more, but I like Torkoal. Pretty cool mon. Water type. Ooh, okay. I want to see rock real quick. Okay. Well, honestly, probably Marsh Stomp. I don't really use anybody else. Though I really like Walrein. Walrein is a pretty cool Pokemon. Kyogre's also pretty cool, but I just don't want to go for the legendary, you know? I just don't want to go for the legendary. I prefer this guy right here. I just prefer the Marsh Stomp. And Mudkip, Marsh Stomp, Mud. Wait. Frick, what's your name again? I forgot. Hold on. Hold on. I forgot. I forgot. Wait, hold on. Wait, no. No, hold on. Go down. Swampert. Swampert, man. I prefer. I like using Swampert. Swampert's pretty good, cool guy. He's usually the starter I pick for the Holland games because he's just so good. I just like him. Mudkip's cutie. Marshstomp's alright. But yeah, I like Swampert. Honestly, I like Grovyle the most here. Most of these other guys I don't really use. I like kind of like Tropius's thing, but he's just not really cool. And don't really have access to it. I like Sceptile, but like Grovyle's probably my one of the few middle stage evolutions I really like. Also, again, I have to say it. Big fan of. Also helps that I'm a fan of Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, his character in that game. So that really helps it a lot. But I also like this design a lot too. Manectric. I don't really care for the two Pika clones. Electric is a neat little dog, but I prefer Manectric overall. Favorite ice type? Walrein. Feels a cute little guy, but I like Walrein. Regice, I don't really want to go for the legendary. Galale's pretty neat, but I just prefer Walrein in general. Fighting type. These guys are neat, but I'm gonna go Hariyama. Because I used Hariyama in Pokemon Coliseum way back when, and he was the main guy on my team. And I used Walrein in like XD, so that's also why I like him. Favorite poison type? Honestly, I like Dustox. I don't really prefer you, I don't really prefer you, and I don't really prefer you. I like Dustox out of everyone there. Favorite ground type? Probably Flygon. Flygon, he's kind of like a big fan favorite. I just kind of like him. He's a cool guy. I already picked the bird here. He's a cool guy. I like him. Psychic type. Ooh, this is gonna be a toughie. But honestly, whenever I like picking psychic types, I prefer picking Gardevoir. I do like walking around the route that has Ralts in it and then trying to use it to get a Gardevoir early on. And I just like using it. And not for any weird reasons, you sickos. I just think she looks pretty. And yes, she. Like, Shadow Lugia is cool, but I just prefer the Gardevoir. I don't really use any of these other guys because I don't really use psychic types. And this guy's probably most likely gonna be my steel type, but we'll see. Bug. No, honestly, between you two. Probably Shedinja, because Shedinja has a memorable gimmick. One HP, Wonder Guard. He's a memorable guy. I just like him. I know he's like kind of a strong Pokemon against the AI if you know how to use him. But he's got a neat gimmick. I like him. Rock type. Honestly, Relicanth. I like the fish. He's a cool fish. He's honestly pretty cool. I just like him. Yeah. Ghost type. Honestly, Dusclops is cool. I like you. I like you guys. I really like all the ghosts in this generation, except maybe you, Shuppet. But like, I gotta go Sableye. I think Sableye's just kind of cool. I really like Sableye. He's not really that strong, but I'm a big fan of his design. I think he's cool. Dragon type. Salamence. I like Salamence. It's simple, but he's a cool dragon. I like him. These guys, some of these other guys are cool. But I just prefer this guy. When I think Dragon Gen 3, you're Salamence is the first one that comes to mind. Dark types. Mightyena. I like the dog. I like the doggo. I wish it was stronger, but I like the doggo. The doggo's pretty cool. I like the dog. I like the dog Pokemon. Because they're good boys. Like, if I didn't pick Charizard wasn't one of my favorites, then I would have picked Arcanine. Because I like doggos. They are good boys. Steel type, like I said, probably Metagross. Yeah, like, I know I picked all the pseudo legendaries so far, but I really like their designs. They're like cool and all. Plus, Dragonite is just default for Gen 1, so. But Metagross is pretty cool. I like him a lot. Fairy, also gonna have to pick Gardevoir. Because I don't really like... You're alright. I just prefer Gardevoir more as a fairy type. Favorite starter? Honestly? Probably gonna pick Grovyle again. I think he has the slickest design out of everyone. If he was... I like playing through the Hoenn games as Swampert more. But Grovyle is probably just my overall favorite starter from Gen 3. Especially because of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. It like explores the sky and whatnot. Favorite alternate form? I'm guessing Swampert, yeah. Looking at this honestly, I've got two choices. Mega Absol and Shadow Lugia. I'm just not too big on any of these other megas or any of these guys. Honestly, I'll give it to Shadow Lugia. It's Shadow Lugia is kind of slick. And plus, I'm a fan of the Coliseum and XD games. I haven't played them in a long time, though. But I like them. Favorite legendary? This is a tough one. Honestly, I'm probably either gonna go Rayquaza or Shadow Lugia. Deoxys is a close third. Deoxys is cool, but I like these two more. I'll give it to Rayquaza. I just like Rayquaza a little bit more. He's simple, but he's a cool guy. Favorite Pokemon of Generation 3? Ooh, boy. This is tough. This is really tough. I don't know. I don't think it's Manectric. I don't think it's you. 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 Maybe, actually. I'm thinking the three starters: Walrein, Gardevoir, Salamence. But I also like Mightyena. I don't know. This is a lot harder. It wasn't as simple as Gen 2 or Gen 1. Honestly, Gardevoir just catches my eye the most. The more I look at it. Like, I like a lot of these guys. It's not as simple as, like, Gen 2 or Gen 1. But, like, if I'm being honest with myself, Gardevoir catches my eye the most out of everyone here, so I'm gonna probably pick Gardevoir. Just cause. Gen 4, this is the gen that really got me more into Pokemon. I like Gen 3. I started with Gen 3, like Fire Ruby, Leaf Green, Sapphire, and Emerald. No Ruby, I don't have Ruby. But Gen 4 is when I really, really started to, like, get into these games. And if I'm being honest, I'm going to go... I'm going to go Staraptor off rip for both normal and flying. I really like Staraptor. Honestly, he might be one of my favorite birds. I just really like Staraptor a lot. He's really special. Infernape. I really like Infernape. Magmortar, whatever. Heatran, who cares? Rotom, not really a fan of the Heat form. But again, like the anime, I'm a big fan of what Ash's Chimchar goes through, originally being Paul's, and his eventually becoming Ash's and his entire story. So, plus I just like Infernape overall. Whoa, excuse me. Water type. I like Empoleon. Empoleon's kind of cool. I'm gonna go with Weasel. I just like Weasel overall. I'm not a super big fan of Floatzel overall, if I'm being honest. I like Weasel. He's a nice little mix between cute and cool. My goat, Torterra. Yeah, if I'm being honest, Torterra is my favorite starter. I really, one of my favorite starters. I really like Torterra. He's cool. I remember playing through Pearl and Torterra, like, back when I was super younger, I would only play with one Mon, and it was, like, Torterra. And then I got, like, Arceus back in the day. Back when, like, Toys R Us was still around, so I had, like, a level 100 Arceus as well. I like Torterra. Electric types. Ooh. So that includes Pichu. You're cool, honestly. But I like Luxray. But I like Shinx more. I like Luxray, but Shinx is just a bit cuter. I like Shinx a lot. He's cute. Ice type, definitely Mamoswine. I love Mamoswine. He's a big, beefy boy. So I'm just a fan of Mamoswine. He's cool. I really like him. Fighting type, probably Lucario. Lucario's a pretty cool guy. I really like Lucario more than Infernape as a fighting type. Poison type. Krogunk's neat, but I like Drapion a bit more. Poison Dark, pretty cool typing. Plus, I love like battle armor, shell armor. So I'm gonna go with Drapion. Ground type. I'm gonna go Garchomp. I like Gliscor. I like these two guys. But I honestly... I like Garchomp more. I think Garchomp is more of a cool guy. I really like Garchomp. Psychic type. Okay. If I'm being honest, I don't like Gallade as much. I just don't. I just don't like Gallade as much. So I'm gonna go Bronzong. I like Bronzong. I like the bell. I don't really care too much about the Lake Guardians, Cresselia. So yeah. Honestly, I like Kricketune. I honestly like Kricketune. I've got to be honest. I tried thinking about Scorupie and Neon Mega, but honestly, Kricketune. I just like his. I just like him. Honestly, I just like Kricketune. He's a bit more simple. He's super weak. But I just kind of like him. Rock type. Honestly, Rhyperior. I like Rhyperior as a rock type. Pretty neat. Ghost type. Whoop. Honestly, I'm saying honestly a lot. Thinking about this, I'm not a big fan of the balloons. I do think every single one of these ghost types are cool. I like Miss Drevious's design. I like this Rotom. It's probably my favorite Rotom form. I like Frostlass. I like Dusknoir. But I just like Giratina more as a ghost type. Giratina is probably my favorite as a ghost type. So I'm just going to go with Giratina. And I'll do Origin form. And Dragon type, I gotta go with Garchomp. I really, really like Garchomp. In general, so. Dark type, I gotta go Darkrai. I love Darkrai from the movie. I think he looks super cool. And I like Giratina. Steel type. Probably Magnezone. I really like Magnezone. I think Magnezone is pretty cool. Like, all these other dragon types are cool. I just prefer these guys. I like using Magnezone. Very easily Togekiss. I like Togekiss. It's probably gonna be my favorite fairy type, if I'm being honest. Starter, have to pick Torterra. I like Torterra a lot. Alternate form, I think this makes... I'm not a big fan of Gallade, so no. I think this form makes Garchomp worse, so no. Too oversaturated for my taste, so no. I know that's oversaturated, but Charizard's on my list. I'll go Lopunny. I like that it gains a fighting type, and I kind of like how it's like its legs look like it has broken stockings or whatever. Favorite dark type? Gotta go Darkrai. I love Darkrai. I think Dialga's cool. I think Hawk is my least favorite of these three. I like the creation trio. I should prefer Darkrai because of the movie. I really like Darkrai. And if I'm being honest, I'll probably pick Garchomp as my favorite Gen 4 starter. He's strong, he's cool. I just like Garchomp. I get why Cynthia's like such a huge fan. Gen 5. Interestingly, the Pokemon, because if you're wondering why is there like a woman with legs, these are all from the Pokestar movies in Gen 5. So in specifically Black and White 2, you get introduced to Pokestar Studios where you basically go in and make movies. And technically, all these things you face, they are in fact Pokemon. They technically have stats and they technically have types, which is why you like see them here and whatnot. Because they do in fact have types. They are in fact like legitimately Pokemon. It legit. And that's why like most of these guys are here. So I'm probably not gonna pick any of these, but that's why you see these guys like down here. Because they do technically count as Pokemon. I Pokestar Studios Pokemon. Cause like let me see. Cause yeah, they all have like 600 base stats. Yeah, they do technically have 600 base stats. 100 in every single stat. So like Dark Ghost, Wonder Guard. Oh, you nasty. You nasty Dark Ghost, Wonder Guard. I hate you. I legitimately hate you. Yeah, so we got like Mecha Tyranitar, Mecha Tyranitar 2 and whatnot. So yeah. Though you can't really play as them. But alright. So for normal type, I gotta pick the dog. I like the doggos. Doggos are cute. I like doggos. I like petting those doggos. Doggos good. Good boogie. Good boogie. Fire type. I've grown around to Emvor a lot over the years, seeing his value and stuff. Volcarona is neat, but I don't really consider that. I prefer it more bug than fire. And I like Chandelure as well, but I prefer that more ghost. I like Darmanitan. Darmanitan as a fire type, I think is pretty cool. It's just that simple. Water type, Seismic Toad is neat, and Caracosta is neat, but I prefer Samurott. I like Samurott. I just like him. He's the guy I like to pick as my starter in those games. Ooh, grass type. I want to see Bug real quick. Yeah, I'm most definitely. If I'm being honest, I'm probably not gonna pick any of any of the Pokestar Pokemon. I just don't have a connection to them. Grass type, honestly, Levani. I like Levani. It's cool. It's not my favorite bug type, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna think. Yeah. It's not gonna be my favorite bug type, but I really like Levani as a grass type. I think it has a neat design and whatnot. Electric type, honestly, like Electros is cool. Electric levitate Pokemon. Thundurus, pretty neat. Zekrom, really cool. Honestly, I prefer Gavantula. I really like Gavantula. I think I like the electric bug. Ice types. Ooh. Honestly, not a super big fan of the ice types this gen. But I'm gonna pick. I like Verte. I prefer these two are probably my favorite. I'm gonna go Cubchoo because it's a little bit cuter. Beartech is pretty cool. I'm just not a super big fan of the ice beard. I just don't. I'm just the ice beard kind of takes away from me. I think Cubchoo's like a little cuter. Fighting type. Let's see dark type real quick. Okay. Honestly, I'm thinking either Conkeldurr or Scraggy. That's Scraggy. This is Scrafty. I don't like these guys as much, and everyone else I just don't really like that much. As much as like these two. I'm probably gonna go Scrafty. Scraggy. I prefer him a little bit more than Conkeldurr. So I'm gonna go with him. Favorite poison type? I like Trubbish. He's cute. He's a cute little guy. Favorite ground type? Ooh. Honestly, Crocodile. I like Excadrill a lot. And that's why he's gonna be my favorite steel type. I like him I like Crocodile a little bit more as ground type. But for steel type, I like Excadrill a little bit more. I think I like both of these guys a lot. These guys are really cool and very strong. I like them both. Flying type. This is the only one where I'm not gonna pick the bird. It's the first one where I don't pick the main bird because I don't like the main bird. You know who I do like though? Braviary. I like Braviary. I like the eagle. I think he's cool. Psychic types, I really am not a big fan of this generation's psychic types. Excuse me. But if I have to be honest with myself, why am I saying honest so much? Well, what's appealing to me is either Meloetta, Sigilyph, or Muna. Alright, remove this guy. Muna or Meloetta? gonna go Meloetta. She's more graceful. Like, this Muna's a little bit cuter. Is cute. But I like Meloetta overall. Bug. Honestly, Genesect. Genesect's pretty cool. Rock and roll. I like the turtle. I like turtle, okay? I have a turtle. I like turtle. I like Gamera. I like the turtles. And I like the dog Pokemon. If I'm being honest. Ghost type. I like Goler. I like this big hulking ghost type. He's pretty cool. Dragon type. I like Hydreigon. Reminds me of King Ghidorah. It reminds me of King Ghidorah. So, I like the three-headed dragon. Dark type, when I think dark type, I think Zoroark. I like the illusions. I just like it. Whimsicott. It's the only option, either that or this one, but I prefer Whimsicott. Favorite starter, gotta go Samurott, because it's the only one I picked. Gimmick form, this is the only one where something Pokestar Pokemon is going to win, because the only thing is like Gigantamax, Garbodor, and then Mega Audino. But I'm going to pick Mecha Tyranitar. Again, I'm a big fan of the Godzilla movies, so I like Mecha Tyranitar. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Legendary Pokemon. Honestly, Zekrom. I like Zekrom. Pick my favorite. I'm gonna go Excadrill. Excadrill's just so strong. I like using them. Alright, now we get into Generation 6. Out of all these normal types, I like Bunnelby. He's a cute little rabbit. I like him. Fire type, I gotta go Mega Charizard. I like Charizard. What can I say? He's the Pokemon I was most excited for. Let's see. Greninja. Out of all the starters, I picked Chestnut, but I like Greninja. Volcarona is neat. These other guys are neat, but honestly, I just prefer Greninja. Grass type. I mean, I like Chestnut, I really do. But I've grown on these two specifically. Not really too interested in the Megas. I'm gonna go with the Goat, because he's a Goat. But I do like the Ghost Tree. I like the Ghost Tree. Electric type. Okay, come on, dude. Okay, Hmm. I don't know about this, Chief. I will probably go with... I'll just go with Hardtail Pikachu. Again, I'm not a really big fan of the Pika clones each generation brings. So like Emolga, nah. Pachirisu, nah. Puzzle Minum, nah. Togedemaru, nah. The Morpeko, nah. Kinda. But ultimately, nah. I'll go the Hardtail Pikachu. I'm not a big fan of the costumes, though. I just like Pikachu's design more than Mega Ampharos. Ice type. I'll go Mega Golele here. I don't really go Aurorus. I usually go a certain other guy. So I'll go Mega Golele because I did play the special demo in order to get the Mega Golele and like bring it over to my game through the Omegurumi. The same playthrough I had Tentacruel in. Fighting type. I see. Why did it disconnect, bro? What the heck? That was weird. That was so weird. Alright. I like Mega Beedrill. I really do. But walking around the Battle Mansion area, I used to use the... I honestly forget your name, but I really liked using you, Poison Dragon. Ground. Oh, come on. I'll go Zygarde here. I'm not a big fan of Diggersby. Not really a fan of these other guys. I mean, some of these guys look nice, but I'm not just a big fan. Just not a big fan. Flying type. Talonflame. Back to the route birds. I really like the route. I really like it. Psychic types. I'm gonna go Hoopa. Nah, I'm gonna go Hoopa Bound or whatever it's called. I like it's cute. Cute design. Favorite bug type? Yeah, I gotta go Mega Beedrill. I like what it does for Beedrill. Tyrant. I like the dinosaur. Dinosaur's cool. Ooh, sorry, Tree Runt. I I like ya. You're a neat guy. I just prefer Aegislash. Dragon type, Charizard. Favorite dark type. Honestly, I prefer Yveltal as a dark type. I just like the black and red color scheme. Steel type. Aegislash. I like the sword shield combo. Fairy type. Okay. Hold on, let me close my eyes for a sec. Let me think. What is the first Fairy type Gen 6? What was the first Pokemon I come up with? Sylveon. I just think Sylveon, Gen 6, Fairy type. Favorite starter, Greninja. Favorite gimmick form, Charizard, Mega Charizard X. Favorite legendary, I like the doggo. I like petting doggo head. Doggo cute. I like doggo. But this form is also kind of cool. I prefer the complete Zygarde form. As much as I like the dog, the 10% Zygarde, I like Zygarde complete form. Come on, is this really a question? It has to be Charizard, Mega Charizard X. Since you're giving me the option, I will pick that one. Normal type, honestly? Type Null. I really like Type Null. I think Type Null is cool. So I don't like it as much as Silvally. I just like Type Null more. Fire type. I guess Incineroar. I don't like Oracoco. I don't really care about you. Turtonator, not really. So I guess Incineroar. Clinton's cute, but I prefer Incineroar. Ash Greninja is cool, but I like Wishy-Washy more in its school form. I just like it. Hold on, let me move this out of the way so you can see. There we go. So you can see down here. Grass type. Honestly, Decadui. It's the Pokemon I went with as my starter. Electric type. Honestly, Alolan Raichu. I like Alolan Raichu. Favorite ice type. Probably Alolan Sandslash. I like it. Fighting type, Beware. I like Beware. What's fighting type? Poison type. Okay. Um, I prefer this design. I don't really have a strong opinion on the poison types of this gen. Ground type, honestly, I've been coming around on Mudstale. But, yeah. I prefer the Toucan. Toucan. Let's see. Psychic type, I'm gonna go Alolan Raichu. Bug type, I'm gonna go with Vikavolt. I really like Vikavolt. It's probably my second favorite electric type behind Alolan Raichu. Rock type, I gotta give it to the doggo. I prefer Day Lycanroc over these other two versions of Lycanroc. But Rockruff is also super cute. Ghost type. Honestly, I like Mimikyu. I like the lore behind it. I just like Mimikyu. Dragon type probably is this one. Huh, wait. Gen 6. Did I pick... No, I didn't. I didn't pick Goodrip, huh. Interesting. Gen 6, the only generation I didn't pick the pseudo-legendary. Mainly because Charizard exists. Eh. Dark type, wow. Wow. I guess Ash Greninja. Eh. Steel type? Probably Solgaleo. I've never done anything with the liquid metal guys. Meltan. Furry type, Mimikyu. I like Mimikyu. Favorite starter, Decidueye. Alternate form, favorite alternate form. Ash Greninja. Excuse me. I just prefer it. Favorite legendary? I mean, I guess these two count technically. I like the lion though. Solgaleo. Who's my favorite? If I'm being honest, I like Decidueye a little bit more. Gen 8. It's either Wooloo or Ursaluna. I tried using Obstagoon, I just wasn't vibing. It was cool I got a evolution, but honestly I prefer the bear. I haven't used the bear, but I prefer the bear. Wooloo's cute, though. I really like Wooloo. Wooloo's cute. I just prefer the bear. Fire type, I like the bug. The bug's cool. Water type, Dreadnought. I like the turtle. Grass type, I like... This was my starter, so I prefer this Pokemon. Electric type. I like the Doggos, but I prefer Toxic Tree. I like it. I got it as a free gift from the daycare, and I loved playing through the game with it. Favorite ice type? I mean, Snom's right there, but honestly, I lean more towards Avalugg. Pursuing Avalugg, yeah. I'll stay with Mega Glalie. Fighting type. Ooh. It's fighting, right? Yeah. I haven't played with Urshifu. I haven't played through the DLC at all. Farfetch, Surfetch. Honestly, I'll go Urshifu. I think that's water style. Poison type. Definitely, again, Toxic Citry. Ground type. Probably Ursaluna again. Flying type. I prefer Corviknight. I like Corviknight. Psychic type. Okay. I mean, Hatterene, on one hand, but and then there's you, and then there's you, Esper Wings. I'll do Hisuian, I'll do this bug again. Rock type, Dreadnought. I like Dreadnought. Don't really like the other guys as much. Ghost type. Honestly, Runegregas I like Runegregas. This is Dragon type. Oh, Hisuian Goodra. I like Hisuian Goodra. Regular Goodra, not so much. Hisuian Goodra, yes. Oh, you're here. I forgot, you count actually, you know what? I prefer you more. You get to still keep rock type, but I prefer you more as the water type, and I prefer you more as the dark type as well. Because I do. And as much as I like you, I like you. Hisuian Goodra was a big friendo to me during Legends Arceus, so I like him a lot. Fairy type, Zacian. As I do. If it was just Galarian starters, I definitely Rillaboom, but because it's Hisuian starters, went with you, honestly. Honestly, I like you a little bit more than Hisuian. So you know what? I'll go with Samurott. I did pick Typhlosion as my starter in Legends Arceus, but I like Samurott a little bit more. Gonna be honest. But I do like Steel Dragon Goodra more. Out of all the legendaries, probably Zacian. I've never played with Urshifu, so yeah, it's that Urshifu. Favorite Pokemon out of everything? Hisuian Goodra. And finally, the last generation. Cyclizar was cool, but Lechonk, come on, it's Lechonk. Gotta give it to Lechonk. This guy was cool, but I went with Skeledirge. I like Skeledirge. Water type, Dondozo. I like the big catfish. Skeledirge is strong. It's like sweeps. Dondozo, I saw it and I liked it. I like the big catfish. Kitty cat. No, not that one. This one. Sprigatito. It's just cute cat. I thought about it with these two, but nah. This one. I haven't used Toadscroll, so I wouldn't say. Not really. Everyone else, not really as much. The Hydrapples looks cool, but I prefer the cat. These are neat, but I want to go with. I want to go with the bike. I like the bike. Ice type, probably Baxcalibur. If I'm being honest. Fighting type. Definitely the bike. Because you spend a lot of time with it. Poison type. Clodsire. He's just a little pillowy guy, you know? Ground type. Honestly, Great Tusks. Flying type, the Flamingo. Just cuz. Psychic type. Oh, you're a psychic type, really? Okay. I'll go as Pathra. Haven't really used some of these guys, but Bug type. I'll probably go you. Rock type. Salt guy. I like the salt. Ghost type. I like these guys, but I have to go Skeledirge. Dragon type. I like Koraidon. Dark type. Wolf. Boof. 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 Steel type. Hammer. Hammer. As much as I want to go for the dog, I would say King Scamp it a little bit more. Yeah, you're there. I just took a ride on Skeledirge. Alternate form. know what? I'll go for a big surprise. Tauros. Water type. Tauros. I prefer you. Really? So the Paradox Pokemon don't count as like gimmick form? Okay. I think that's a little odd to not include them. So I guess I'll go with water type, water fight, Tauros. Favorite Pokemon? I'm thinking Skeledirge. Alright. I'm gonna hide the chat. There we go. This is my list so far of all my favorite Pokemon throughout the generations of each type. Now I'm going to pick who's my favorite for each like thing. For normal type, I got a lot of neat choices. I'm gonna have to knock out Funnelby. I'm gonna have to knock out you. Okay, stream. I appreciate it. Whatever, dude. Alright. Favorite fire type? I gotta go Charizard. I gotta go Charizard. But I will go Mega Charizard. I just prefer it a little bit more. Favorite water type? This is, honestly, I like the water type dark typing more for, Samurott. I like it more. What is it playing now? Okay, so it stopped being Pokemon music. I was playing Pokemon music. I'll do Legends Arceus music now. Favorite grass type? I'm gonna go Torterra. It's probably my favorite grass type. Just double check. Yeah. Favorite electric type? I'm gonna go Raichu. I like Raichu out of everyone. Normal. Why does the stream